There is a labour shortage in the economy, and so employers are having to be more imaginative in terms of how they fill job vacancies. Well, today Uber has announced a partnership with the Forces Employment Charity to provide targeted support to help military veterans transition into flexible civilian work. It will include offering veterans who become Uber drivers access to free open university courses. Well, with me now is Andrew Brem. He's the new General Manager of Uber UK. Andrew, welcome to you. How many veterans do you hope to attract?
Well, we need about another 10,000 drivers driving for Uber over the next year. So we'd like to attract as many as we possibly can. And we look at it and we think, you know, these men and women have served their country incredibly well. They're resourceful, they're reliable, they're disciplined. I think Uber provides a great opportunity for them to have a new form of earning.
And is there any conditionality on the hiring conditions? Do they have to have a certain amount of service under their belt or anything like that?
Not service, no. Every area has requirements, and so obviously you need a driving license to have it for a few years, and there are various things you need to check on. But the reality is it's extremely flexible. So the point is you can drive when you want, you can drive where you want, and you've got total flexibility. And we think that's very attractive for a lot of people, including potentially people who are making the transition from services to civilian employment. And it is not just veterans, of course, it's people who are thinking of leaving the services, and it's also reservists as well. And the beauty of that, of course, is that you can, you don't have to drive all of the time, you can drive part of the time and top up your earnings. And I think particularly at a time of a cost of living crisis, it's a great opportunity for people.
You've 10,000 vacancies right now. Is that because of high attrition numbers, people sort of moving on to other things, or is it just the rate at which you're expanding?
No, it's not. I mean, so we have over 85,000 regular drivers, and we have over 5 million regular passengers, and demand is very strong at the moment. So we've grown the number of drivers during the course of this year, and we expect to do that going forward. It's really just a matter of supply and demand. At the moment, demand is strong.
And are you back to pre-pandemic passenger numbers now?
We are overall, over the whole of the UK, yes, we are.
But there are obviously regional differences.
There are regional differences. We've been expanding particularly strongly out of London, but London remains strong. I mean, people are going out, and in many cases they're choosing to use an Uber to do that. So no, demand is strong.
Where would you say across the UK you still have gaps in your coverage?
There is opportunity literally in every one of the cities, any one of the 60 cities that we operate in the UK. And so I think wherever you are as someone who's in the forces and who might be considering another form of employment, this is a great opportunity. We've also created a veterans pathway very specifically to support veterans and people who are in the forces or who are reservists to make the transition and have a sort of dedicated support for getting the required licenses from the local regulatory authorities, and then onboarding onto Uber, and then finding the right vehicle and driving as and when they want to.
One other initiative that you've had lately, you've been doing a lot of partnerships with local cab operators up and down the country. What sort of proportion of total sales does that now account for?
It's not a specific figure we talk about, but that's growing quite strongly as well. I mean, there are parts of the country where we felt, well, while our core business is people driving where Uber is the operator, there are other parts of the country where it makes total sense to partner with a local operator. I was in Ipswich just the other day, and it was a local taxi operator who took me, but I used the Uber app, which is just incredibly convenient. And to be honest with you, it's really not just 4 wheels, it's all sorts of things. So I came here on 2 wheels, a 2-wheeled Uber, which is called a Line Bike. But in addition to that, we've just launched Uber Travel. So you can use your same app, the same convenience, to book your railway tickets, to book your coach tickets, as well as Uber Boat here in London on the Thames. And it's just super convenient. One app for everything. And that is really the way that we see the future. End-to-end, door-to-door travel, all on one app, very simple.
Now, just over a year ago, you introduced a pension scheme for drivers. What sort of take-up have you had over the last 12 months?
We've had very significant take-up. And, of course, the way pensions work in this country is that everyone's opted in, and then it's the choice of the individual to opt out if they wish to do so. And really the most sensible thing for people to do for their long-term savings is to save for their pension. But as workers, the people who drive on the Uber platform don't just have opportunity to save through a pension. where we also contribute, but they also get holiday pay. And in addition to that, they get they're guaranteed the national living wage, although the vast majority of drivers earn way more than that. And in addition to that, they get partner protection insurance and other things that are supportive of them. I think you mentioned up front the Open University courses. That is something too. If those people who would like to, drive on Uber for part of their time, but perhaps study to transition to something else, that is something that is open to them.
Now, I noticed the other day you shared a platform with the London Mayor, Sadiq Khan. I mean, it doesn't seem that long ago since he was taking regular pot shots at you. Has peace broken out?
Peace has totally broken out. I mean, TfL are our regulator. They have very high standards and we live up to them. And really all we're urging them to do is to help accelerate the opportunity for people to become drivers in London. At the moment, taking about 8 months, and I'd love it for me more like 8 weeks.
Good. Well, it is the season of peace and goodwill to all men, isn't it? Andrew, good to see you this morning.
Thank you very much.